Hello, beautiful and beloved ones. This is Lorelei from the Tightrope to 5D Music Reactions, and welcome back for many of you. And if you don't know what that title's about, stick around to the end because I've got a special message about this historic, never before done shift from third dimensional consciousness to fifth dimensional consciousness for the whole planet. So that's pretty cool. But first, we're going to start with Katrina Velarde impersonating singers. Impersonating Singers 3 Burn. Now, I don't know what this burn is, but maybe it's a production company or something. I don't know. Let's go. Oh, you know, we can't even go anywhere until we talk about this little cutie. Look at the little cutie. Is that her daughter? Oh my goodness, the little thing with her hair. Oh. Let's go back and start again.
We don't have to worry about nothing, 'cause we got the fire and we're burning our little something. They're gonna see us from outer space, light it up like we're the stars of the human race.
Okay, this is too much. She does sound like her, doesn't she? Oh my goodness. And that's extraordinary as a singer. Normally as a singer, you have one kind of sounding voice, and that's how it is. But listen to this one. Oh my goodness. Oh, by the way, friends, don't forget I have some membership tiers now. So check them out. I'd love to see you there. There's a little video about them, and each one's a little different. And by the way, like my video if you're enjoying, like hers later, and subscribe. Here we go.
The lights are down, they don't know what they heard.
I'm going a little back because that was too cute how she did that. Let's go ahead.
Like we're the stars of the human race. When the lights are down, they don't know what they heard. Strike the match, play it loud, giving love to the world. We'll be raising our head, shining up through the sky, 'cause we got the fire. Oh, we got the fire. Oh, we're gonna let it burn. We're gonna let it burn. Oh, we're gonna let it burn. We're gonna let it. No, we just wanna be run now, run. And what we see.
Oh my God, this is unbelievable. This is crazy. She's so like all of these guys. Oh my goodness. Let's continue. Oh, by the way, don't forget, friends, too. I have now available super thanks and buy me a coffee. I much appreciate if you want to acknowledge my work. That would be great. Here we go.
And we pop it up, and it's over now. Oh, when the lights are down, they don't know what they heard. Strike a match, play it loud, give love to the world. We'll be rising hands, shining up to the sky, 'cause we got the fire. And we got the fire. And we gonna let it burn. We gonna let it burn. We gonna let it. Oh baby, when the lights turn down, they don't know what they heard. Strike a match, play it loud, give love to the world. Now we gonna let it burn, baby. And we gonna let it burn. We can light it up, so they can put it out. We can light it.
This is just unbelievable. I have to just say that this is just unbelievable. I don't believe it. I just don't even believe it. I'm just in shock. I'm like in a state of shock. I can't even believe she's doing all this and all of us and switching back and forth quickly, you know, just instantly. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Let's continue.
Ah. and we gotta fight, fight,
All right, I just don't even know how can you imagine her practicing this and figuring this out? And just like, okay, I'll go to this one here and I'll go to this one here. And she's got to have a spreadsheet, right? It's got to be a big wall chart, Oh, here I go to this one and here I go to that one. And she's going to have to like do that over and over and over and over again until she gets it down pat. Oh my goodness, the work that went into this, unbelievable. As a performer, I'm telling you, unbelievable. Let's go back a little. Oh my goodness. Oh, that was unbelievable. And she's got her daughter in her lap the whole time. And by the way, how wonderful is that for the little daughter to just be involved in this music at this young age? She'll grow up to be a singer. You wait and see. And it's like the 42 faces of Eve, but in a happy, loving, joyful way. Like I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. Oh my goodness, how wonderful was that? Absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. Oh, we got to put this on my scale. 1 being very third dimensional, fear, pain, sadness, anger. It wasn't that. 10 being very love, peace, joy, bliss, fun. Fun is up there. Fun is way up there. I mean, as far as the lyrics of the song, I don't know what it's all about with the gonna let it burn and all this. I think it's like just having a good time and na, 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 na. I don't really know quite what the lyrics are meaning because I haven't really explored them, but I can tell you that the entirety of the song is like upbeat and it's fun and it's happy and it's joyful and everything else, right? So this is pretty high. This is a pretty high song, and then she's just having such a good time with it, the impersonating and everything. So I'm going with like a 9.5 on a scale of 1 to 10. 9.5. Very great. Awesome and excellent. I just loved it. I just loved it. I think it's about like being out partying or something and having a good time. I think that's what that's about. But I'm not sure. Put it in the notes because I haven't really listened real closely to the lyrics of that song. Okay, beloved ones. So much fun. So much fun. By the way, if you'd like to know a little bit about me, you can go to the About Me video here on this channel. And then that leads you to a longer video, which is I call about my forged in the fire of third dimension journey of life. And also there is the link in the notes to About Lorelei on Patreon, which is kind of a written version of everything that I've put together that might be of interest to you. Okay, what is our fifth dimensional message? What is love, as in the higher dimensions, as it's seen in the higher dimensions? What is love, as it's seen and understood in the higher dimensions? And of course, if it's seen and understood that way in the higher dimensions, then that's more what we should call that like more of a true vision and understanding of love than we might have here on this planet. You see, love on this planet in third dimension can be a little funky, right? Did you ever notice, like, you've got families where it could be your family, where they're saying, "Oh yeah, I love you," and then they're griping at you. They could be yelling at you. They could be yelling at each other. Parents sometimes, but it's like, "I love you." Sometimes there's even worse things going on with hurting each other. I hate to say that in such a loving, joyful space we're in here now, but that could be going on in families. But then they're saying, "Oh, I love you, I love you." So and then there's all this grasping at love, like you're willing to accept bad behavior from other people just so you can have this thing that you're calling love in your life, like for a person who's in a relationship that doesn't really work, and you can be people pleasing to the person and codependent and everything else, and it's really not showing up like love, but because it's that word love and you're willing to I mean, like, so we need to really understand that how we see love in this dimension isn't always what we think it is not always quite on track, right? And I think we kind of know that already, right? We kind of have an idea of what love is, right? It's this accepting, it's this non-judgment, it's this feeling, this cuddly, warm, cozy feeling with another person, be it your child or your sister or your lover or whatever, right? Your mother, whatever. That cozy, warm feeling that you get when you're in that peaceful, happy space with those people, right? That we love. But that's not always what we're having, right? But we call it still love, right? Like, so when we're having people, judging each other and arguing and trying to be right and the whole thing, that's totally not love, but yet we still call it love. So it's very confusing. It's very confusing in this reality because we have one word that we kind of sense has a certain meaning to it, right? But we also use that word when it's really not that. Did you ever notice that? So love, the first thing we have to understand from the higher dimensions, love is an experience, and it's a way of being. When that experience or that energy, it's an energy, when that energy and that experience and that way of being is not present, that's not love, you see. At that moment, whatever's happening there, when that's not present, then it's not love in that moment. Because love doesn't look like that. Love doesn't look like arguing and hurting each other or yelling at each other. It doesn't look like that. So in those moments, even though you may say that in other moments you love a person, in those moments, that is not love showing up. That's something else. So what else is different about, so in the higher realms, the higher vibrations, it's always showing up as love, right? And it's always being seen and accepted as love. There's no griping at each other. There's no arguing with each other. Sometimes they might disagree, but they disagree in a loving way, you see. There's none of that we call love. That's not love showing up there, right? The space of love is there, present all the time. The feeling of it, right? The action of it is there, present all the time without the muck and the mire. So that's the first thing. What else is there that we call love here that is not present there? Well, so this whole business of wanting to sort of like codependently interact with another person. Like, for instance, if we have a loved one with an issue and we want to jump right in there and try to solve that problem, right? Or if we have a loved one with a sickness, like say an addiction or something, we want to jump in there and try to fix that problem. And we can be harming ourselves in sticking around trying to jump in and fix that problem. That's not present there, and that's not considered as love. You see, coming down and taking away someone's free will to determine how their life is going to go is not love. Trying to take it away is not love, and the karma that you're going to get for trying to take away their free will to live as they so desire, even if it looks like a mess to you, you're going to get karma. And that karma is showing up as you feel miserable all the time, right? It's just showing up in concrete space and time. When we try to fix the problems or solve the problems of another person, right? First of all, at our own expense, but also just trying to stick our nose in and solve those problems. You see, that's not present in the higher realms. You see, we're kind of like in all of these lives that we have, in the many, many, many lives that we have, you can consider it like the love of a parent, okay? So the parent has the child, and it's not a loving act to not let the child walk because you might fall down, or be standing over the child, even when the one learns how to walk, standing over it every second. Make sure you put cushions all around so that the child couldn't possibly ever hurt himself. Like, we know that that's not love, right? We're clear that those smothering types of ways of being to our children, that's not love. But how can we let ourselves smother like the other loved ones we have, the adults, right? We let ourselves sort of smother them, right? Sometimes, right? If we're trying to fix them, trying to fix everything that's a problem for them, trying to solve their problems, right? That's a smothering, you see? Whereas this entire, like many lives that we have here, you can consider it like the higher dimensions. You have your higher self up there, and that's like your father, and stepping back and letting you learn what you need to learn here. And it's going to take many lives, and some of the lives are going to be complete and utter mess, and you're going to die from addictions or get in a war, or you're going to have sicknesses, and it's going to be a mess. But you're going to get back up then in another life, and then start walking again and try it again. And then that's might be good, might be not good, but at the end you're going to have to get back up and go try it again, until you finally are a grown up, which is to say what we're doing right now. We're moving into the realm of being a grown up, where we have finally latched onto our divine, grown up, God-given abilities and powers. You see? Keep letting us fall down and fall down and fall down until we learn the lesson of how to latch on to the divine and those God-giving abilities and powers and move up to the higher realms. That's when we're finally a grown-up. When we finally move up to the higher realms, we're finally a grown-up. Okay? And I'm talking about the realm where Jesus is walking on water and he's changing the water to wine. That kind of ability, which, by the way, other individuals had through the ages that had moved up in vibration. Not just Jesus. You need to understand, some from the Eastern religions and all that. A lot of them had those gurus or those sages that moved up high enough to do all that. That's where Jesus learned that, arguably, as he traveled around. Okay, he learned how to do that. So he wasn't the only one. So it's not unachievable for you, is what I'm saying here, right? It's the time now. And still, God, the divine, and your higher self is like a hands off, but I'm here if you need me, when you need me. And that's what we're trying to learn as the children of the divine. To ask, Mom, pick me up, give me a helping hand here, okay? See, when your child turns and asks for that helping hand, don't you give it, right? Right? I mean, for the most part, unless it's something they could totally do on their own. So they give you a helping hand. They don't do it for you. Neither do you do it for your child. Neither do you ride that bike for your child. But you might say, grab my hand for a minute and I'll run beside you. That's what we're looking at here. So that is love. Love is stepping back and letting people that's the most important gift from the Creator. It's such a sacred thing for a person to have their own free will. It's literally the most important gift from the Creator. Why? Because when we broke off from the Creator, or we're divine sparks of the Creator, however that exactly works scientifically, right? Had we not our own free will, we weren't even an individual. We weren't even a thing. We were just a part of God, right? We were nothing. That's important to be a part of God, but we weren't an individual thing unless we had free will. You see, and that's what the divine knew. That unless these people, the most important thing for me to give these individuals, not just people, but these individuals that I'm bringing forth, is free will. So they have their own identity separate from me. And that's the biggest gift. Like literally the biggest gift. So, when your loved one is like falling down on his face, like my husband with the addiction, falling down on his face over and over again, no, you're not going to go in there and take away that one's free will. And I tried. I tried to have his life go my way instead of his way, but no. I found out, it's hard to stop there. No. Because, you're taking away the biggest gift of God, that one's free will. So I had to let that one. And finally, in the end, we had a divorce, and I let him go his own way, and he did go his own way, and he did pass away from his addiction. But he's got another life now to get up and try again. Or possibly he came down from the higher realms in the first place in order to assist me. I sometimes think maybe so, because he was extraordinary in a lot of ways. But whatever the case may be, right? we cannot be taking away our loved ones' free will. We cannot be jumping in there every time to like keep them from falling and keep them from hurting themselves. And we need to like put a stop to that, that codependent behavior. In fact, probably if you really look closely, the people pleasing and codependent behavior of the loved ones of addicted people is really one of the biggest ways they keep continuing to be on that path, because nobody puts a stop to it, you see. Not that it's anyone's fault, obviously, of course. No, that's not the case. That's not what I'm saying. But, you know, everyone has a God. We used to say in the programs I went to, everyone has a God, and it's not me. you know. So in the higher realms, love is a whole different thing. It's a everyone having their entire free will to be who they are and do as they do. And generally that free will, then it will, not even generally, but that free will also fall into alignment with the will of the divine, because you wouldn't be in the higher realms if that weren't the case. If your free will wasn't aligned with the divine, you wouldn't be in the higher realms yet, you see. But down here, we haven't aligned our free will with the divine. We're still on the path of learning, but a lot of us are really close, and we're going to do it very soon, right? We're still on the path of learning that that's what we want and how to do it, right? But we're close. We're close, close, close. And who knows when the first set of us, I think some have already begun to move up, but when the first set of us, full set of us will really move up, could it be in a month? Could it be in a week? Could it be in a year, 2 years, 5 years? Who knows? But it's coming, and it's coming quick. And there'll be three sets, by the way, 3 waves, they say, that move up. But, or thereabouts. The plan is always changing. So, beloved ones, there is so much to look forward to in the realm of like love that really, really shows up like love all the time and always. And that never is an impingement on anyone's free will. Like that is the thing we have to look forward to in those higher realms. And we have many, many lives. That's why, that can be allowed, because we are everlasting, eternal beings. Okay, beloved ones, I'm sending you that beautiful fifth dimensional energy, the love, the peace, the joy, the bliss, the fun, the play, the ease, the freedom. Coming at you now. Namaste. I honor the God in you.